Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the Renault Koleos. In this review, I'm going to tell you why you should or should not buy the Koleos, and I will compare it to the Renault Duster because this is a 4x4 and the Duster is also a 4x4. The Duster is a bit smaller, spec wise it's quite similar, and also the Duster is the Renault that I've spent the most time in. If you haven't watched that video, I actually took the Renault Duster on a road trip. I drove over 3,000 kilometers in it. I'll link the Duster video in the description box below, and I will link it at the end of this video. If you are new here or if you are not new, on this channel we do videos about motoring and about tech. We publish videos every week, most likely a motoring video. I am doing a few tech videos as well. There's a new improvement coming out in 2023, which is this year, and we'll discuss more motoring topics, general topics, as opposed to just car reviews. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in seeing a car or a tech video every week. Okay, now back to the Renault Koleos. This is one of the bigger cars that Renault has, and before I got into the car, it looked so long. I actually thought it was a 7-seater, but it actually isn't. 2 seats right at the back, that would have been nice, but nevertheless you do get quite a decent size of passenger seats at the back, so they are very, very comfortable. So knee room, headroom, you have no problem there. Because you don't have the extra 7 seats, you do have a 464 litre boot. It's more than adequate at the back as well. In terms of power numbers of this Koleos, you're looking at 126 kilowatts of power and 233 newton meters of torque. Now those are not the most strongest numbers, and I would have actually liked to see a bit more torque in this car for the size. Bear in mind, in terms of drive modes, it's got eco and normal, so it's not the fastest, and it would have been nice if it was a bit faster for the size of car. Normally I bring in the price towards the end of the video, but what I'm going to do now is bring in the price right at the start so we can compare. Now this is the top of the range model, and you're looking at 635,000, and the entry level car of this one here is 585,000. So there's a 50,000 difference between the entry level and the top of the range, and the Renault Duster comes in at around 400,000. So as you can see, there's quite a big difference between the Duster and the Koleos. Let's focus more on the Koleos on this in this video review, right? If we're looking at the exterior of the car, the front grille looks quite fancy. It looks nice. Exterior, it's a very clean and neat finish on this Koleos. If you go all around the car, you will see that on the exterior it looks very, very smart. But I would say the wheels tend to come off when you come inside. Now if you're coming inside, the seats are okay. It's not super comfortable. You do get the automatically adjusting of the driver's seat. Let me show you now. I don't know if you can hear that, but the part that is not that great is, although the seating is fine, the steering wheel, it's not exceptionally comfortable. And what I particularly don't like about this car is the buttons on the steering wheel. It is a bit cheaply made, and I mean, bear in mind you're paying over 600,000, so I would have expected at least better buttons on the steering wheel. And the infotainment system, it's a bit small. It's like more like a rectangle and not a nice big square like a tablet size. It's a very small size. It doesn't do justice to the price, honestly. I mean, over 600,000, you would at least want a bigger infotainment system, and that the overall design of this infotainment system is not very nice. It's just not user friendly. It doesn't mean that I'm saying this about the Renault Koleos, that Renault's infotainment systems in general are not good. The Renault Duster does have a good infotainment system. The Renault Kiger is quite decent as well, and that cluster, the dash, looks very, very stunning. Now the Koleos, because of the price and the size, I would have expected that it would have a good infotainment system and digital cluster just like the Kiger, and also it would have had the user friendliness of the Duster. You're paying a bit more for this car, but the only thing that you actually get for the price, I would say, is a bigger car. You don't get a better drive, you don't get a better interior, better ground clearance. I'm not so sure about that, but this is a 4x4. You're looking at an average of about 206 millimeters. Now why I say average is because you get a 4x4 and a 4x2, and also depending on your tires, this one here got 18-inch alloy wheels, so you're looking at about 206 millimeters of ground clearance. Now that is okay. I mean, for a 4x4 maybe it should have been at least 210 upwards. You would think, okay, you're paying a bit more, what do you get? You don't even get better fuel consumption. Currently, let me just check what I'm averaging. I'm averaging 11.4 liters per 100. Now I think that's quite a bit. They claim about, I think, around 8.9 as a combined fuel consumption. Now I'm getting 11.4. The drive, it's very, very smooth, and when you want to press, it does press a bit on the first and second gear, but then after that you can't really sustain the speed, but you'll have to go on normal mode and not on eco mode. So overall I have to say that I expected more from the Koleos. I am a little bit disappointed. I was actually excited to step into the Koleos as I thought, you know, on paper, the price that it's selling at and the size, it just looks so nice. And I've seen mainly exterior, and then when you see some pictures of the interior, it looks okay. As I'm actually sitting in, holding the steering wheel and, you know, getting a feel. Some of the cars, when you drive them, as you progress, you know, day by day, you get more comfortable and you enjoy the car more. But unfortunately, that didn't happen for me with the Koleos. And I'm sad to say that, but I mean, that's my honest opinion about it. If you do have a Koleos, or if you are a Renault customer, which brand of car did you buy? Did you go for the car? Now we're talking more maybe SUVs, right? So we're looking at Duster, Kiger. Did you get a Triber, the Sandero, this one here, the Koleos? Or if you have a Clio, you can put that down below also. It doesn't. I'm not excluding anyone that doesn't have an SUV. I did also review the Renault Clio. Very, very nice car. Personally, what I would get is, and I know many people that do have the Duster, and in actual fact, I think that's probably one of the most popular SUVs on the road, and for good reason. It's an absolutely stunning car, and I don't see much Koleoses on the road. Actually, I see quite a bit of Tribers and Clios and Dusters. So what I'm seeing on the road is reflective of what I'm saying. The Koleos, I think for that price, you definitely would expect more. Before I forget, actually, there are two nice features this Koleos does have, right? It's got 4-wheel drive, that's excellent. And then at the back, you've got a powered tailgate. That's always useful to have. 5 seconds to open the boot. Honestly, you know, looking at Renault, right, I didn't actually expect a powered tailgate. I was pleasantly surprised. You know, I thought, wow, it has a powered tailgate. It has 4x4 4-wheel drive. That's still not going to make me want to buy this car. I would personally go for a Duster. If you do have a Koleos, I would love to know, why did you buy the Koleos? And if it was one of your options, why didn't you buy it? If you could tell Renault something about this Koleos, put it in the comments below. Was there something that this car should have had? Do you agree that it's priced well at the price it is? I think the price is mainly because of the size you're paying. It does have good features in terms of, you know, cruise control, blind spot monitoring. Although the blind spot monitoring, the orange dot, it's not the most visible. I would like it to be red. I know the Duster also has orange. In the night, it works very well. I have to mention also that the Koleos has onboard navigation. It's not very easy to set, like it doesn't have a Google Maps interface, or maybe some of the other interfaces of other navigations, but this one is not the most user-friendly. The navigations, you talk about accuracy, you would expect the navigation to be user-friendly, at least to find the destination. It doesn't take you the best route, and you know, Google Maps so far has always been the best. And what people generally do is they map their phone, or they mirror their phone, and they use Google Maps. How many of you use the onboard navigation on a car as opposed to your phone? The drive performance, I said that the drive is smooth, but it doesn't make up for the fact that it's not very, very comfortable in terms of everything else about the car. So it's fine to have a car that drives well, but if your infotainment system is not very good, if the overall user friendliness, the design of the interior cabin isn't very good, I don't think a drive alone is going to make you want to buy the car. But then again, you get some cars that have brilliant features everywhere, but the drive is terrible. So I don't know, that's like a double-edged sword. I don't know, what would you prefer? A very good, you know, interior and aesthetics of the car, but not a good drive, but a very good drive and not very good elsewhere. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and remember what I mentioned at the start, the developments coming in this channel. There will be more tech videos and some more general topics about cars we will be covering. And on that note, are there any specific car related topics or any tech that you would like me to review? Thanks again guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. If you have, thank you so much. If you haven't, take a second now to please subscribe. I will see you guys in next week's video.